Hello, everybody. My name is Badrinaran, and I've been playing chess for the last 8 years. I'm based out of Bengaluru in India, and recently I started sharing my chess journey on YouTube, basically documenting my games and adding commentary on my games, like why I made a particular move. Oh my God, some weird glitch seemed to have happened there. Um, let's see. Let me try it again. Let me. Yep. Oh, what is this? Mm, okay. Yeah. I really didn't plan this, guys. It's fun. Anyway, let's go to our stats. I'm basically rated 2024 in Rapid and 1673 in Blitz. Really trying to improve it and right now I have a goal of 2100 and I'm trying to slowly climb. The progress is slow because recently I shifted to 15-minute games. Uh, Basically, I play only games which are 15 minutes plus 10 seconds. uh, 10 minutes feels like just a blitz game, and even when I win it just feels like I have been using the time advantage and winning, and that's why I shifted to this. And today I selected these two games. Both of them I didn't play with a very high accuracy, but I really found some great moves in this, and that's the reason why I picked these games. This game I actually lost. It was against FIDE candidate master. I really tried my best after an initial blunder. um, So I just wanted to show some of that, and this one was a all-out attack on the king, and somehow I came on top. So let's just find out. Let's start with the rapid game first. Like I said, his opponent is Hao Tong. I'm assuming it's male with and he's a FIDE candidate master. And the game started. Game started with a London. I have mentioned this before. This is a system which I go for against London. It's a I think it's kind of a delayed Benko Gambit or Benoni. I'm not sure really what is the name for it, but I really found this system to be very useful against the London. And the one where I have most trouble is with D5. This um, Here the theory is to go for B5. The problem is most of the times I forget things, and even today I did the same thing. I just gave up this pawn. This is just a no questions asked pawn loss. There is no compensation here. You are supposed to, yep, push it forward first and then start developing in the center. Now, if the bishop even comes here, we can scare it away and we can gain a lot of space on the uh, basically the queen side. That is the whole idea behind this particular system. If they play d5, if they don't play b5, there are a lot of other ways on it. There are a lot of traps you can set, and that is why I really love this particular system. Anyway, the pawn was lost. Just continued. I mean, I'm not going to kill a 15-minute game because of a pawn loss. But straight away, he was showing his class, going for this battery and trying to kill my fianchetto. Um, knight, knight just comes back, another mistake, and he was by move 12. He was already what is that? What's the right word for it? Um, I'll just say bulldozing. He was just going to bulldoze into my house and kill the king. I pushed my knight. Uh, like this is a very simple idea. I was planning to, of course, go in and force the king and the queen, and obviously he's going to spot it. And I really thought that he would go here, but once again he showed the better move, which is to support it from here, while still eyeing this beautiful what is it, H, right? Yeah, I guess this is H file. Yes, this is the H file. I always get confused whether this is H or the A or whatever. Anyway, A6, and I pushed the knight there. Uh, I got the pawn back, but I knew that I was going to lose the pawn very quickly. And this was the only counter attack that I could think of. And this was possible only because he had not castled it. He had not castled. This rook is still in the starting square, and there are a lot of open areas here which I can exploit. So that was the whole idea behind this. And he went back, blocked the check, and I brought this bishop out. And this is where, yep, I spent 6 moves. I knew I had to do something, and I had to do something fast. Very soon, this rook was going to come here and look at this file as well. This pawn will open up the structure, and I mean, sorry. So if he will take this, I have to take with this pawn so that this knight will continue supporting this pawn, and queen does not have access to this particular square. And if he ever tries to scare my knight away, that wasn't a problem. So while it looked scary, I definitely had the defender there, but it was a ticking time bomb. And that is where I spent all my time thinking of the next move, which ended up being an inaccuracy. Um, but I was really excited about this because after this, I give a check, and there are a lot of possibilities here. Like, for example, the best move is this, but in case he did something like this, I would get the knight back. And the whole idea is that even if he plays the best move, I go back to my status quo. But now the the other advantages were that my rooks were connected. This knight is under pressure. This knight is under pressure, and I can eventually put pressure on this queen as well. Like, come here and then take this pawn. That was the whole idea. Um, King goes back to e1, which was the only good move in this situation. I went back there, and this is where I blundered actually. Okay, he took that pawn. There was eventually win a pawn. Yeah, this was the other advantage that I got because of this. Finally, this pawn is defended by two pieces, which means that um, which means that now this knight is free to do some damage. This misses an opportunity, and I should have taken that pawn. I should have just taken that pawn. Actually, let's see. Wait. So, if suppose I do this and into g4, let's see. And into g4 is a miss, but it was a very drawish position, and the best move was to bring the queen out. I did this forgetting that the spin no longer existed. Okay, but the moment I did this, I was like, oh my god. But then I started looking at it, and I started calculating, and I found that okay, if they actually capture e4, I have some attacks. That is exactly what happened. Check rd3, and now jump in here. Oh, it's an inaccuracy apparently, but I really was feeling good about this move for multiple reasons. One is obviously I'm hitting this rook, and once the rook moves away, whatever, bring this queen here, attack both this knight and also this knight. This was the whole idea behind this. Rad1 is what he played. Now I jumped back here. Um, finally, finally, I ensured that whatever knight I mistakenly gave, I got it back, but he was still at a +1 advantage. And the game position looks like 2.6. And it is this point I made the final mistake, which was to allow him to come here. After that, it was just a matter of killing pawns one by one, and slowly finishing off the game. But I really was happy at the end of the game, even though I lost, simply because of that bishop move. It was the only move that gave me any sort of advantage in the game. It was the only move that made the game where I, not this one, obviously. I have to search for it. Yeah, this one. I don't know. In the end, it was found out to be an inaccuracy. But if you see, this was the only time where I actually managed to bring down the advantage to a drawish position, and it was also the only reason why I was able to stay alive for 60 moves. And I was really feeling good about this. and especially about the fact that all my calculations paid off here because I spent nearly 7 minutes in this move, and that's the reason why I wanted to show this. Sometimes it just doesn't go your way in the end, but uh, the fact that I could take on a candidate master to this level, I was happy about it. That was what I wanted to show here. This was a little bit of an erratic game. It's blitz, so obviously, let's go to the. This was an English opening, and against the English, I generally have a system where I just give up this dark square bishop for this knight, and then put all my pawns in dark squares. Essentially, making his own dark square bishop as very what's the word for it? Uh, Very cramped and practically useless. In an ideal case, this bishop will stare into all my pawns. Like there'll be a pawn here, here, here. Not yes, sorry, here and here. And because of all of that, this dark square bishop will be completely immobilized and will not be able to make any impact in the game. That is the whole idea behind this particular counter attack. This is one of the ways to refute that. We just played a few normal moves. Here he could have won the bishop, but I thankfully didn't see that. Castled. And as soon as he castled, I knew that in this game, I had no business castling out to my king side. I was straight away, like, this knight is already here. This knight can come here, and the queen can join the party very quickly. The rook is already in a good diagonal. I can castle queen side if required, but I was not going to castle king side. That was the decision I made in an instant, and I went for it. Uh, Here, when he took this pawn, I got a good outpost for my knight, another advantage for me. And yeah, eventually I broke open the castle setup and I created my first weakness. And here, it's actually quite scary to move this knight, but I was determined to see it through. I knew that this queen is not going to come to the square anytime soon, and this bishop is not going to come anywhere soon. And it's all because of this pawn. This pawn kept on d5 by the opponent blocks their own uh, bishop and the knight from ever coming to this square. That was the reason why I confidently moved it. Um, like if this pawn wasn't there, all he has to do is distract this knight away and he's going to win the game. But I knew that that was not going to be possible anytime soon. And here it's a blunder, but I really don't think so. I deliberately say ignored the threat on my knight. I thought that I would get a brilliant move there, but as it turns out, it's a blunder. But apparently, it's a blunder. Okay. So apparently, it's a blunder only if you take the knight in this twisted way. First, you give up this knight, and after I take it, you get the bishop. And if I don't take it, you go through all these moves, and I don't think so. I don't think that I would have found that move either, or and the opponent obviously didn't. The opponent just picked up the knight straight away. I also got took it again with the knight, essentially cutting away these two squares for the king. This means that the king is trapped by his own pieces and he can't come forward, which means that if I can uh, get my queen over here or here, I'll win the game. And it was up to him to stop it. He didn't find the right one, although he found the idea was correct. One of the things is that right now this pawn doesn't have enough defenders, and if he doesn't do this, I can take first with the knight, and after bishop takes, I take with the bishop, and his only option is to give the rook. There is no other option for him. And one of the ways to avoid that was to bring it here, and I straight away castled. Uh, he brought this, and as you can see, I was supposed to. Let's see. Yep, Hmm. Mm, mm. So yeah, I mean, I saw this, but not the way. Like I thought that if I hit this, he will take it and it will just be a trade, which was a good idea. But my problem was with the weak king and this file fully open. I didn't want to give up my only defender of the king at this point. Apparently, I should have done it so. I mean, obviously, I will get back the material here. Here, I'm just going to win a piece here, but it will just be a plus one advantage. And against that plus one advantage, I had to face this. And I really didn't think that that was a good idea, which is why I didn't go for it. Let me see. Let me go back. I just continued with my game plan of putting all my what is that long range strike to shooters in H5. Uh, this one is something I did just to ensure that he won't trade off the queen. At this point, he's plus two ahead, so he could easily simplify by bringing a queen here, giving a check, and forcing me to trade the queens. I didn't want that, which is why I put this pawn here. His rook came out, and this is where I think he dropped the ball. Uh, let's see, I put the rook there, right? Should have immediately brought this rook here and putting full pressure on this bishop. And then maybe this knight can come out, or of course, this knight cannot come out, but he can slowly add more and more pressure and win this bishop. That was what I was thinking. He missed that. He went there. Mm. I put the pawn, and at that point, he should have taken that rook pawn. He didn't, and I just went for it. And here, that's it. EM5. And I knew straight away it was a mate. Uh, there was no hope for him. Till how much time did I spend? Okay, I spent 24 seconds in here. But once the queen comes here, there is simply no chance for white here. Uh, he tried a desperado, and I took it back with the bishop. I didn't want him to take with the king and go into another check. And at this point, white thought that they had stopped all the attacks using this. The problem is, even if rook goes here, sorry, his idea was that after the rook goes here, bishop can take, and this square is still defended by the queen as well. But unfortunately, that wasn't the case. So at this point, I sacrificed the rook, and after he captures it, which is the only move, by the way, because once again, this knight, bringing this knight here, sacrificing the other knight, proved to be the right idea in the end, because the king cannot come upstairs. The only choice for him is to take the sacrifice. And then queen triumphantly jumps just one square about the bishop, not taking the bishop, still with a -3 disadvantage, but with the uh, king under checkmate. The game was finished. This was actually my last blitz game of the day, and I felt really good, especially especially given that I won by sacrificing them. Yeah, let me know how you like my games, and more importantly, what you disliked about these games. And thanks for watching.